Hey guys, and welcome to Early Access Podcast, episode 79. I'm your host, Angelo, as usual, and thank you for coming back. Just a quick heads up, this is going to be a relatively short episode, only because nothing came out in the last couple days. With the holiday and everything, I'm assuming a lot of games didn't really get pushed this weekend, so, there's that. So I hope everybody had a good Thanksgiving, and a good time if you went out shopping on Black Friday or Thanksgiving now, because everything starts at 6 o'clock at night on Thanksgiving anymore. And that's actually going to be the first thing I'm going to talk about. So, actually, I do not have one here. If you give me a second. Don't worry, I'm still in the room. I'm coming back. Yes, there's a little bit of dead air. I apologize. Sorry, I'll cut it out for the actual audio version of the podcast. So, the first thing I wanted to talk about is, now if you're watching, you will see this. If you're watching the video version of this, you will see this. But if you're not, then you won't see this. So, over the weekend, the big thing, at least there was two big things. One was on Thanksgiving, I think Wednesday into Thursday, or Thursday into Friday. Hot Topic was doing their Funko Pop blind boxes. They were doing black and white variants of a bunch of DC characters. So it was, I think it was Batman, Joker, Harley, Flash, somebody else, I don't remember. And then there was also the Funko Mystery Box, which was in conjunction with Gamestop. As you can see on the box, if you're watching, this is one of the boxes. So, this recently happened with the Quantum Cola, and that's why I'm bringing it up, because, I know it's a game podcast, but this collector's stuff is pretty indie. Not everybody collects game stuff, specifically stuff like this, like the pop figures. I know they become more popular lately. So what happened was, GameStop got these mystery boxes, and what it was your chance of one of 5 exclusive pop figures. It was Batman, Batgirl, Claptrap, Superman, and a Power Armor, which is the one I was personally looking for. The other thing is there was Chase Rare versions of each of these pop figures. I think there was a gold one. So each of them had a gold variant on top of the exclusivity. So it was supposed to be you had a 1 in 5 chance, 1 in 8 chance of getting a gold figure. Now, what happened was these boxes were sealed. It's just a cardboard box. If you're not watching, I'll try my best to explain what exactly it is. So the box it's just a cardboard box, 15 inches wide, 12 inches deep. So it was 1 pop figure, 2 of the Funko reaction figures, which are like an old version, like rebranded old action figures. They look like older action figures. It was a Pop Mini or a Pop Mini keychain, and then a Pop Pin. All that for $20. So the value was there. However, the only problem was that these cardboard boxes were only sealed in the front by a small sticker. If you're watching the video, you can see about how big it was. It's probably like a 3-inch diameter sticker over the front lid of the box. Now, what happened was, over the weekend, a lot of people were going on Reddit and realizing a bunch of people got multiple gold figures. Multiple. Saying that they bought 3 or 4 boxes and got multiple gold figures, which is not very probable when a lot of the stores got about 40 so boxes. For one person to buy 3 or 4 to get multiple gold figures is just weird. And then we started getting reports that you could actually see inside the boxes, which turned out to be true. So if you would lift the edge of the box, you wouldn't break the seal on the sticker in the front, and you could peek inside and see what figure was in the box. Now, what happened was people from GameStop, employees, started coming to the Reddit thread for the Funko Pops and were straight up saying that they went through all the boxes beforehand. it's kind of shitty on GameStop's part for not keeping their employees in check a little bit better. And it just the reason I brought it up is because it's similar to what happened with Target and the Quantum Cola, where people were going into the stores and the employees had already bought out all of the sodas at their store, or they weren't adhering to the rules of one per customer or allowing people to come in and buy multiples. Even with this, and I thought it was kind of fishy myself. So what happened was I got up at 5 in the morning. These went up for sale at 5 in the morning. I got to my GameStop, my local GameStop, and there was only a couple people in line, so I was like, all right, cool, I'll be able to get a box. I didn't have to worry about getting in line. Well, the store manager allowed us to buy as many boxes as we want, so I decided to buy 3. I figured I'd take my chances. I got home, opened all 3 up, and got lucky. I didn't get what I wanted, but I got a Claptrap, a Batman, and a Superman. 3 different ones. Pretty cool. My girlfriend also picked one up. And then a couple hours later, we went out and did some more shopping. I decided on the way back, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna swing back by, see if they still have any, and pick up a couple more, just to try to get all 5 or try to get a gold one. So I picked up 5 more, with the intention that I would open them until I got either a power armor or a gold pop, and then I would end it at that, and I would just resell the rest of the boxes. So what happened was I opened up the first of those 5 and got the power armor. So I decided to sell the other 4 boxes. Started reading on the Reddit, trying to trade the ones that I didn't want. Like, I didn't want the Superman figure, and I didn't want the Claptrap, really. I really just wanted the power armor. So I was selling the figures on there, between there and eBay. I had the boxes up on eBay. I had them posted on the Reddit as well. And then somebody informed me that you could look inside the boxes, which I hadn't really thought of. So I go, and I had already packaged up the 4 boxes at this point, but I still had the one that my girlfriend had put aside for Christmas. So I went and looked, and lo and behold, you can look inside the boxes. So it made it impossible to resell these as well. Even for value. I was just not even for value. I was just trying to break even, because I was like, well, I'm just going to buy them and try to get the one I want. And I just think it's kind of shitty that the combination of things. It was a combination of Funko not vetting GameStop properly and making sure that these boxes were sealed properly, and it's on GameStop for not having people in charge that are coming down on employees for this kind of shit. It's just a shitty experience for everybody, especially when you go and buy multiple boxes, and some people reported bought a third of their GameStop stock and got the same figure. Now Funko is saying that it was a problem on the distribution side, where it was packaged incorrectly, but with all the reports coming out that GameStop employees were in fact going through the boxes and putting them aside, made it seem even weirder. And actually, that was the point I was trying to get to. So when I went back to buy the 5 more boxes, it didn't register. I was in line, and I didn't really put 2 and 2 together at the time, but there was another person in the store who was talking to the guy that had sold me the boxes earlier that morning, and he was on speaking first name basis with this person, knew this person, and I was telling him that people were already selling the gold figures for large amounts of money on eBay. They were selling at the time when that morning, they were selling for hundreds of dollars. So that's one of the reasons I wanted to go back and try to get a gold figure. And the one friend of this guy was in there and had opened a gold power armor. And it wasn't until later that I realized that this manager probably pulled all the golds aside and was giving them to friends or keeping them for himself to resell later, or whatever. He had gone through even if he didn't pull them all out for himself, he did know that he could go through all the boxes himself. Other people were reporting that the boxes that they got were already in bags, with the labels already cut open on them. You know, just terrible shit like that. It's just a shitty thing to do to your customer base, and it's unfortunate. But I managed to sell off all the figures that I didn't want, and I hope that the people that bought the 4 boxes I have get a gold figure, or at very least get different figures, because I'd hate to think that the boxes all had the same figure in them. But other than that, I did get some other great deals though. I bought some figures from what was it? From Hot Topic. Hot Topic had like a 50% off coupon that was floating around out there. So I got a bunch of figures for like $6-7 a piece. And then I got some from Barnes & Noble's, who was doing 30% off. So I got a couple figures from them as well. So I think my collection's up to around 50 fucking pops now. But yeah, it's just something that bugged me, and I wanted to just bring it to light. Hopefully they get it worked out for the next time that something like this happens, because Hot Topic did it right. They did 3 for $25 on all their pop figures, so you could buy 3 of the blind boxes. And what it was is, it was the box, and it had a cover on it, and it was plastic wrapped, so you could not see what it was until you opened it. So it made it a lot more fair for everybody. But that's enough of rambling on about something that is not video game related. I did say Fallout Pop and Claptrap, so those are video game related. Now, other than Thanksgiving and the fiasco that was the GameStop mystery boxes, I haven't really played much. I did finally get a chance to play Dicetiny though. The quick look's up on the YouTube channel if you go check it out. So this game is pretty awesome. I had a lot of fun with it in the half an hour I played. I'd like to see it get to a multiplayer point though. So Dicetiny, it's got 76 reviews, 73% positive. It's $5.50 for another day and a half. So if you catch this by the time it goes up, you'll be able to pick it up for about $5. It's only 10% off, so it's regularly $5. So you should be able to pick it up for $5. God, the heat in here is killing me. I'm sweating to death. Ugh. So I know I've spoken about this game before, and it's a really interesting game. So it's a mixture of a board game and a card game. So it's you versus another opponent. The board is a square. There's monsters and enemies on the board, and what you do is you draw cards, and to spend those cards you have action points that you earn a new one every turn. You roll dice to move around the game board, and then you gotta defeat enemies. You can play your cards, which will do different things, like increase your attack, increase the attack of I guess, I don't know what they're called, and there's like monsters that you put on the board. And basically the whole point is to get your opponent to 0. It's a combination of, I want to say, like Hearthstone and Monopoly, kind of. So instead of buying properties, you can buy these enemies as you land on them around the board. And then if you land on it and you don't have the money, you have to fight them, and they do damage to you based on their attack. You do damage to them. If you kill them, you get more gold, which allows you to buy more cards every turn. It's a really interesting game. I don't know how well it's balanced yet. It is in early access, so it could be incredibly unbalanced. But it is a single-player game right now. I haven't read anything too much about it to see if they're going to be doing multiplayer. Let's see. How's the full version going to be? More heroes, jobs, cars, more stages, dungeons, game modes, content based on your feedback, better animation, others, training, tutorial, achievements. Doesn't seem to indicate that it's ever going to have multiplayer, which is a shame, because I think this is the kind of game that I would love to play online with other people, especially at the price point. I think it'd be a fun game to just jump on, play a game with play a couple games every once in a while. But it is a lot of fun, and it's very interesting. It mashes 2 genres of games together in a way that I've never seen before. I'm sure it exists out there, but I don't know. It's a very fun game and especially at the price point, $5. However, even though it is $5, it doesn't seem like there's too much content here in the early access. But it has only been out for a little over a month now, so you can take that for what it's worth. But it is pretty interesting. All right, so that's going to do it for this episode, guys. I'm sorry it's short. Like I said, since it was the Thanksgiving and the holiday weekend, no early access games really came out since the last episode. I do want to point you in the direction of the Fallout 4 Pip-Boy PC Edition giveaway that I'm running right now. I don't know why. My internet is terrible right now. It will not load shit for some reason. I'm trying to see how many... Fallout, no. What the hell's the name of it? Oh, here we go. It actually loaded. Yeah, so I want to point you in the direction of the giveaway. If you go to the website, earlyaccessmedia.com, it's right on the front page. I've been keeping it up top on the page so people can find it. It's a thank you for everybody that has listened to the show and follows me on Twitter or whatever, Facebook, Twitter, Early Access PC, Facebook, Early Access Podcast, Early Access Podcast on YouTube. It's gotten a lot of eyes on the show, which has been nice. It's only got 1,150-ish entries right now, which is about 45 or so people. So your chances are really good. You got 19 more days. I'm going to end it the week before Christmas, and I'm going to try to get it out by the end of the year. I can't make any promises, but I'm going to do my best to ship it priority or something. Try to get it out to you by Christmas or by the end of the year, especially. Let me know if you win it and it's for somebody, if you're going to give it to somebody as a gift. Maybe you have one already. So if the winner is listening and you do win it, let me know, and I will do my best to try to get it to you by the end of the year, by Christmas, if it's possible. But yeah, go check that out. It's simple stuff. Follow me on Twitter. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Go check out the most recent episode, which I will update with this episode once the video goes up. Yeah, go check that out. Other than that, guys, that's really it for this episode. I hope you guys have a good week, and I will see you guys for the next episode. Boop 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 boop.